Aloha, y'all. It is Friday, Freya's Day, Frigg Day, the Venus equivalent in the Nordic pantheon. It is also a Venus-ruled day esoterically. It is the 27th of June. The sun is in Cancer. The moon has entered Leo. Mercury's entered Leo. I will reference the astrology as we go. The cards we've gotten for today, the Hierophant, Major Arcana, the Five of Wands with a Leo for the Moon and Mercury entering it, and Gluminous Doom, a little cutesy about fairy world. So we'll read about that in a second. I have made music for all the Major Arcana. Check it out. The song's called On Loan from God. I'll post it in the comments. So the Hierophant, this is the high priest, masculine kind of spiritual energy, right? Caretaker of spiritual knowledge, teaching others what you know, awakening to greater understanding of the world, and paying attention to the details. Mars in Virgo, paying attention to the details, making them work. The Hierophant, I am the teacher of universal law on page 32. The Hierophant is the guardian and custodian of religious knowledge and spiritual beliefs, a religious figure or guru, preserving and passing knowledge on intact. The masterful conduit of spiritual energy, he is admired and acknowledged as the teacher of God's law, the keeper of spiritual wisdom passed down through millennia. Right, Venus and Taurus. It's like, how is this working? Spiritually, this is a Taurus card also. He alone has access to this knowledge, and as the spiritual authority is master of ceremonies, choosing wisely who is initiated into the ways of spirit and spiritual governance. I have depicted the Hierophant as part man, part wolf, probably the most misunderstood of all wild animals. Wolves are seen merely as killing machines that hunt in packs, a scourge to be rid of, so much so that now most species are considered endangered. Wolves, in fact, are extremely gregarious, mate for life, have strong family bonds, a clear clan structure, and deflect conflict where possible. Sun conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, but they're still wild. Moon in Leo. A symbol of the night, and can be seen howling at the moon, they represent the lonely path of journeying within to learn and discover our inner power and strength. Right, we got to do the work, figure it out for ourselves. The wolf nature also expresses the idiom of biblical origin used to describe the deceptiveness of appearances, a kind of nature masking danger, the wolf in sheep's clothing. After all, religion has been a double-edged sword, a source for conflict and a resource for peace. Religion has been at the heart of most violent conflicts, especially in the past few decades, and is worn as a badge of identity, fueling or abating conflict for political ends. The Hierophant, the channeler of male spiritual energy, can indeed bare his teeth. Moon in Leo, Mercury in Leo. The flower of life, a flower-like pattern with six-fold symmetry, like a hexagon, floats above his head. A universal sacred geometry depicting the creation of existence, North Node in Pisces, Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, right? It's like how the things are formulated here in the material. Containing all the essential building blocks of the universe that we call the Platonic solids is found all over the world, in most religions and various ancient civilizations. It can be seen in temples within Forbidden City of China, in ancient synagogues in Israel, in Buddhist temples of India and Japan, while the oldest known example is believed to be the one in the Temple of Osiris in Abydos, Egypt, Venus and Taurus. This is how we ground the beauty of our awareness. Temples that have borne witness to the visceral rituals and ceremonies of sacred sounds and sights, scented aromas, touch and taste have been used to reinforce stories, doctrines, and values of religion. To serve God, one is actively encouraged to live and pray, either in an enclosed spiritual community, or live in the secular world while choosing to pray or meditate and meet regularly in a house of God, establishing a strong social structure and the idea of belonging and contributing to a bigger group or tribe. I just saw a great movie on Tubi. It's free. It's called The Stanford Prison Experiment. Check it out. It's really quality. It goes into this psychological experiment about prisoners and guards back in the 70s that's pretty ratchet. Why do we believe what we believe? What's our authority? Are we if the book says this or the rules say this or they don't say this, what, are we going to use our own discernment, or are we going to just do what the rules tell us? The Hierophant calls you to investigate the existing sets of beliefs and systems that are already in place within your environment and see if they hold anything of value for you. Venus and Taurus, right? Moon and Leo. Are these authentic things for you? Mercury and Leo. Do they actually contribute to your self-care and the nurturing of others? Sun conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. So, caretaker of spiritual knowledge, teaching others what you know, and awakening to a greater understanding of the world, paying attention to the details. The clarifying card is the Five of Wands. So if you're a fire sign, if you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, you're a wand. A little chimera here. On page 110, I am alert and sharp to all challenges and conflicts. Right? Neptune conjunct Saturn and Aries, which is like, I see every kind of bad guy, quote unquote, and my pistol's loaded and locked, right? But like, are they really bad, or have we just been told they're the enemy? 1984 style. So competitive nature, very moon in Leo, Chiron and Aries, locked in a battle of wits, keeping a rigid structure, the shadow of Mars and Virgo, testing your ideas out, and also the shadow of Venus and Taurus, right? So we want to test our ideas out, even though we've inherited most of our ideas from our culture, from our upbringing, from our world, churches, government, whatever. Is the Constitution the best thing? Is the Bible the only ancient truth? Is should we reject the Bible just because science says XYZ? You have to be the arbiter of your own reality, and that means you're going to have to use your wits and keep them sharp and test things out for your own heart and mind. The wild card for the Friday's Freya, like Fairy Oracle, Freya, a lot of alliteration, Fairy Oracle card. And we've got Gluminous Doom, number 56. Let's find this little bugger. He's cute. So this is about, on page 158, number 56, self-defeat, self-pity, self-destruction, taking care of ourselves, right? Chiron and Aries, Jupiter conjunct the Sun in Cancer, Moon in Leo. It's like, how do we destroy ourselves with our moods? Moods can be problematic, right? It is a time to face the fact that our attitudes and beliefs about ourselves are our own, even though we are been told by authorities, spiritual, cultural, etc., what it is to be good, what it is to, live a good life. We have to test it for ourselves and see if it fits. We may have learned them from others, but the others are not responsible for them in the here and now. We are. If we choose self-pity and pessimism, we can make a choice that makes our lives worse, like Eeyore. Tigger's having a great time, Eeyore's not having a good time. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that it is a time when understanding concepts like that are especially important, a time when there is some sort of a crunch in the situation that offers someone the opportunity to notice and change self-destructive habits. If it's you, know that you need to do and what you need to do, like figure it out. Mars and Virgo. If it's someone else, you may wish to consider how you might support them in this opportunity for change. Can you make sure to give positive feedback at every appropriate opportunity? Can you refrain from nagging, scolding, or complaining at them when they get it wrong? These things help, right? So as we all stumble through the rabbit hole of life, and that's the ultimate rabbit hole, right? We're all trying to be, ground into reality, Venus and Taurus. What is truth, right? Neptune, Pisces, North Node. But that truth is going to look different for everybody. Moon in Leo, Mercury in Leo. And you're going to have to shout your own truth, ultimately. Shout, let it out, like this lion, chimera thing. Otherwise, you're going to feel oppressed and maybe self-pitiful when you're like, I don't have agency. And ultimately, you do have agency in your life, more than you might think, more than you might have been led to believe by your culture, government, or otherwise. So, if you've enjoyed this, leave a tip, tag somebody, whatever's clever. Check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast, 317 episodes, so it's a lot of stuff going on there. I'll post that in the comments. Check out the song I wrote for the Hierophant, Holler for a Reading. Cards for 1 hour are $50. 3 hours of astrology is $150. If it's your birthday, it's half off on either or both of those. And if you refer someone to me, you get half off on cards for yourself. So a lot of ways to have fun with me there. Check out the song. You'll like it, I'm sure. It's called On Loan from God, right? The Hierophant. He's like, I know the truth. I've seen the light. And it's like, is he going to throw the 10 Commandments at the people and kill them all? Who knows? You've got to find out what your spiritual beliefs are and fight for your right to party, as they say. So on that note, I'll dip, but enjoy your Freya's day, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Adios.